Before I start, I want you to hit that red subscribe button so you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Film Jumbo. If you ask fans who the real star is on Pawn Stars, they most probably say it's Chumlee. Chumlee eventually got brought on to help in the shop, which has been both a blessing and a curse for the Pawn Stars over the years. Also, Chumlee's carelessness has cost the pawn shop a lot. However, it all pays off in the show's TV ratings. Here are some massive risks Chumlee took on Pawn Stars. Samurai swords. A customer bought a set of samurai swords one day, and Chumlee was blown away by looking at them. He was so enamored by them, he spent $4,000 on the pair, which is a lot of money for a pair which he didn't verify is real. They always have experts check, but Chumlee didn't do it this time. When Rick heard about the deal, which happened without his consent, he wasn't very happy. Rick was surprised to know that not only was it real, but they're also from a much-known maker and dated back to the 1400s, worth around $13,000. Rick was still mad at Chumlee as it was a case of pure luck, but the stars were still able to make a $9,000 handsome profit. Babe Ruth's gloves. Sports items in the pawn world are a very dangerous thing, because not only do you have to look out for the quality items, but you have to look out for the fakes. Chumlee made a deal of a signature collection version of a Babe Ruth glove. Babe Ruth is one of the most important players in the history of baseball. Chumlee made the owner sell the glove for $425, which was a very solid deal. The glove, having such significant value, was worth much more than that. Even Rick was happy with the deal. Worst purchase ever. Chumlee once, in an attempt to outsmart the seller, bought a fake mandolin for $1,500 that was initially pitched for $3,000. He thought he'd sound smart after striking this fake bargain, but instead he ended up making a fool of himself. Yep, that's typical Chumlee for you. He sounded quite funny muttering, "I hate mandolins," as he left the place of the instrument specialist who verified that the mandolin he brought in was bogus. The 20 grand damage. Chumlee indeed was one of the most lovable characters on the show, but he troubled the company every now and then. According to the Huffington Post, once Chumlee broke a very old and expensive bass that was worth $20,000. Chumlee is somewhat naturally able to make the audience laugh, which has also made him millions, even if he does serious damage while working in the pawn shop. What actually happened was that he leaned the bass against the shelf and walked away, and the bass fell and shattered into bits. He pawned it for $700, and the winding up took away 20 grand. Comic books. A woman entered the pawn shop with the boxes of old comic books from her uncle. All of them were about stuff that she didn't understand were handed over. In an episode called Chum's Risky Business from season 15, and she wanted to sell them for a valuable price, judging by their condition. Chumlee claimed that they dated back to the 70s or 80s to the Bronze Age of comics, so without asking for a second opinion, Chumlee began negotiating the woman's initial demand of $2,000. But quickly he reduced the price by using his negotiating skills. He told her that he would buy the comic books off her hands for $50 a box, which add up to $350. But they eventually struck a deal at $500, with Chum saying that life is about chances and sometimes you just gotta take them. Unfortunately, when an expert checked the comics, it turned out that it wasn't the right chance to take, as he said that the comics would sell for about $200 if the Pawn Stars were lucky, saving the Harrisons from being scammed. In 2012, a man by the name of John brought what he claimed was an authentic San Francisco Giants uniform, worn by the legendary 1961 baseball player Willie Mays, and he made a deal with the man for $31,000, with all the key details as well as the consistent number and measurements, but one thing seemed off about the uniform. It was too good for Willie Mays, who's renowned for sliding through the dirt, to be 50 years old and worn, which Chumlee noticed. It's astonishing because he's the last person in Pawn Stars or the viewers would expect to observe something so keenly and to do so intelligently. Unfortunately, the uniform was a fraud. Despite 2 years in an auction, it cost about $12,000. At the end of the day, it was a scam, but thanks to Chumlee, the Pawn Stars got saved by a whole lot. Tupac's BMW. The Pawn Stars deal in cars, but most of them are brought to Harrison's attention by Chumlee. One day, Chumlee found a car which was originally owned by the star of 90s, Tupac. Tupac's death was very mysterious, which gave more value to anything he owned. The car which Chumlee found was the one in which the incident happened to Tupac, and the car was originally restored. It was said by the local appraiser that the car could go up to $1 million, which was a big bingo for the Harrisons. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it, and like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos on your screen, because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.